Hello, welcome back to your Math Resource Showcase. I'm Amber Soto, and we are going to go over the solution to the problem posed from mathisfun.com. Now, normally I would go to the mathisfun.com page to remind you where to find the resources, but I'm not going to lie to you, this problem was tough, and it took me a couple days to solve it. So I created a PowerPoint to be able to share with you so that you could kind of see the steps that I took in my thinking to be able to get there. I think it's really important to not shy away from things that are hard. And so this was one that was hard for me, and I just kind of dug in and I wanted to share the results with you. So to remind you of what the puzzle was, it was called Lying About Their Age, and it said Alex, Brooke, Cody, Dusty, and Aaron recently found out that all of their birthdays were on the same day, though they're different ages. On their mutual birthday, they were jabbering away, flapping their gums about their recent discovery, and lucky me, I was there. Some of the things I overheard were, Dusty said to Brooke, I'm 9 years older than Aaron. Aaron said to Brooke, I'm 7 years older than Alex. Alex said to Brooke, your age is exactly 70% greater than mine. Brooke said to Cody, Aaron is younger than you. Cody said to Dusty, the difference between our ages is 6 years. Cody said to Alex, I'm 10 years older than you. Cody also said to Alex, Brooke is younger than Dusty. And Brooke said to Cody, the difference between your age and Dusty's is the same as the difference between Dusty's and Aaron's. Since I knew these people and how old they were, I knew that they were not telling the whole truth. After thinking about it, I realized that when one of them spoke to someone older, everything they said was true. But when speaking to someone younger, everything they said was false. So your task was to find out how old is each person. And just as a reminder, if you want to go back and find this, because they have the solution on their page as well, it's at mathisfun.com. And then go to puzzles and then logic puzzles, and you'll find it in there next to the candle, kind of like what's here. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to take these statements and make them into mathematical statements, because that's the way that my brain can think through it. So anytime it said, for example, Dusty said to Brooke, well, we knew if the person was speaking to someone older, in other words, the person speaking was younger than the person they were speaking to, then it was true. So I tried to turn these things into, so these are the same statements as before, I tried to turn them into mathematical statements. So for example here, D is Dusty and B is Brooke. So if Dusty is younger than Brooke, in other words, he's talking to somebody older than him, then the statement he makes is true. The statement he said was, I'm 9 years older than Aaron. So that means Dustin equals Aaron plus 9 more years, 9 years older than Aaron. And I did this same process for all of the different statements. So it kind of gave me a handle on exactly what it was saying. All right. Then the next thing I thought about, the first thing I zoomed in on was right here where it says, Cody said to Alex, I'm 10 years older than you, for two reasons. Number one, because the next line also says Cody said to Alex. I think this is the only place in this whole thing where the same person is talking to the same person twice. And the other reason, because Cody said to Alex, I'm 10 years older than you. So the person he's talking to, he's talking about both of them, where everybody else kind of talks about somebody else. Even if they say I'm, it's always somebody that they're not talking to. So I thought that would be an interesting one to investigate. So taking that line, Cody says to Alex, I'm 10 years older than you. I thought to myself, if Cody was younger than Alex, so if my statement is true and Cody is younger, then that means he's telling the truth. Well, what would the truth be? What's what he said? He said, I'm 10 years older than you. Wait, what? How is that possible if he's younger, but he's telling the truth about being older? Those two don't work. It doesn't make sense. So it's impossible for Cody to be younger. If he's younger, then his truth doesn't make sense. It doesn't say that he's younger. So we can assume that both the statements that Cody says to Alex are lies, and we assume that Cody must be older than Alex. There's no way he can be younger. Okay, so if we take that in mind, when Cody says to Alex, Brooke is younger than Dusty, that has to be a lie as well, because we just determined he must be older, talking to somebody younger, which means he's lying. So we can automatically assume the opposite, that Brooke is actually older than Dusty. So we know Cody is older than Alex, and we know Brooke is older than Dusty. So we're going to revise our statements here. These are the original statements that I showed you. The two that Cody is talking to Alex are both lies, so we can take them out. Okay? So what we know for sure now, we know Cody is older than Alex, and we know Brooke is older than Dusty. So this means that the first statement, if you remember, the first statement says Dusty said to Brooke. Well, if Brooke is older than Dusty, then that means that first statement where Dusty is talking to Brooke is true. And what he said, it says, Dusty said to Brooke, I'm 9 years older than Aaron. So Dusty is 9 years older than Aaron. It has to be true since Brooke is older than Dusty and he's talking to her, because they would tell the truth when they talk to somebody older. So let's add that. Dusty is 9 years older than Aaron. And if Dusty's older than Aaron and Brooke is even older than Dusty, then that means Brooke has to be older than Aaron too. So that means the second statement where it says, Aaron said to Brooke, I'm 7 years older than Alex, is also true. So Aaron is 7 years older than Alex. So let's add that. Okay, so this is where we're at. Here's a little schematic to help you visualize it better. So at this point, the things we know is that Cody is older than Alex. We don't know where else Cody falls in here. We just know he's older than Alex. We know that Aaron is 7 years older than Alex. We know that Dusty is 9 years older than Aaron. And we know that Brooke is older than Dusty. Okay, so that's where we're at. So let's revise our statements again. We know these first three were true. These are the ones we just dealt with. We know that these two were false. Those are the first ones we dealt with. So all we have left are these three different ones where Cody is talking to different people, but two of the times it's with Brooke. Brooke said to Cody and Brooke said to Cody. So I wanted to focus on that. This time I wasn't sure the direction where to go. So I thought, let's do both scenarios and see how they play out. So on the left is if Cody is older than Brooke. On the right is if Cody is younger than Brooke. So let's see how that looks. If Cody is older than Brooke, then that means the fourth statement is true, which says that Aaron is younger than Cody. If he's younger than Brooke, then that means that's a lie, and Aaron is older than Cody. And then if we look at the last statement, we know the last statement is true, meaning the difference between Dusty's age and Cody's age is the same as the difference between the ages of Dustin and Aaron. And if he's younger than Brooke, then that means that's a lie, meaning the difference in their ages are not the same as the difference in the ages of the other two. And then, since we know Brooke is older than Dusty, because as of right now, Brooke is the oldest one on our totem pole that we've been able to figure out, that would make Cody older than Dusty as well. So the fifth statement would be a lie, meaning the difference of ages between Cody and Dusty couldn't be 6. Whereas on this side, if Cody is younger than Aaron, then Cody must be younger than Dusty as well. So the fifth statement would have to be true, meaning the difference of ages between Cody and Dusty would be 6. This is where we have a problem. Do you remember looking at the schematic? I almost want to go back for you to look at it real quick. At the schematic here, remember that Dusty is 9 years older than Aaron. If Cody is younger than Aaron, Cody is at least 9 years away from Dusty, not 6. So that's impossible. So let's go back to that. That's impossible. He cannot be younger than Aaron and Aaron 9 years away from Dusty, but the statement says that they're both 6 years apart. It's impossible. So since we know that this scenario, Cody is younger than Brooke, is not possible, then we can assume that Cody is older than Brooke. So everything on the left side is correct. So we again revise our statements. 1 through 4 came out to be true. 5, 6, and 7 were not, and the last one was true. So if we use all that information, this is what it looks like. So here's what we know for sure now. Cody is still older than Alex. That hasn't changed from the beginning. Brooke is older than Dusty, and her age is 70% greater than Alex. Dusty is 9 years older than Aaron. Aaron is 7 years older than Alex. Cody is older than Brooke and Aaron. And the difference between Cody and Dusty's age is the same as the difference between Dusty and Aaron's age, which is 9. So that means Cody is 9 years older than Dusty. And here's our new schematic. We now see that Cody, where we didn't know where Cody belonged before, pops up the top up here above Brooke, okay? And is 9 years older than Dusty. All right, so now we have our schematic. I wrote it over on here on the side so we know. What are the ages? What could they possibly be? So I wanted to model for you something called guess and check. It seems very simple, but I always tell kids there are different ways to access math. And if worse comes to worse and you get stuck and you have no idea where to start, try plugging some numbers in and see what comes out of it. See what you can find, what will come out to be true. And so that's what I did here at first. I thought, let me just plug in 1. I wanted to introduce you to this word arbitrary. You'll hear it a lot in higher math classes. It just means you can pick whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Everything else is reliant on this number, but this one we can choose. It's arbitrary. So if we choose Alex as 1, then Aaron is 7 years older than that, or 8. Dusty is 9 years older than that, or 17. Brooke is 70% greater than Alex. Well, 70% of 1, if you do 1 times 70% or 0.7, you get 0.7. So that would mean Brooke would be 1.7 years old. And Cody is 9 years older than Dusty. That would be 26. This is impossible if in our schematic, Brooke is supposed to be younger than Cody, but older than Dusty. This doesn't work. So let's try a different number. And also, when I got this number, I thought to myself, okay, if we're multiplying things by 0.7 to get the 70%, it's always going to turn out with a weird decimal. It can't be even, and we need the numbers to be even because this is on their birthdays. So we got to do something that's divisible by 10. We got to do multiples of 10 because when you multiply by a 10, 20, 30, it pops the 0 on the end. So the decimal becomes 0.0 and it's an even number. So I thought, let me try 10. Let's see what happens. So if I make Alex 10, then Aaron is plus 7, 17. Dusty is plus 9 more, 26. Brooke is 70% greater than Alex. Well, 70% of 10 is 7. So if you go 7 greater than Alex, which is 10, we get 17. And then Cody is 9 older than Dusty, so it's 35. Oh, that looks a little nicer, but it still doesn't work. Brooke is still younger than both Dusty and Cody, and in fact is in the same age as Aaron. So let's try one higher. Let's go 20. So if we go 20 plus 7, 27, 9 more, 36. And then the 70%, well, if we take 70% of 20, it's 14. So 20 plus 14 would give us 34. And then Cody's 9 years older than Dusty, so that puts us at 45. That's a lot closer, but still not quite because Brooke is still younger than Dusty, and we need her to be older than Dusty. Let's try 30. Plus 7 is 37. 9 more is 46. 70% of 30 is 21. So if we add 30 and 21, we get 51. And then 9 more than the 46 here, 9 more than Dusty would give us 55. That works. So these are the ages that they could be: 30, 37, 46, 51, and 55. And then I thought to myself, what if there's more than one that works? So let's try 40. So I did. 40, 7 more is 47. 9 more than that is 56. 70% of 40 is 28. So 40 and 28 is 68. And then Cody's 9 more than Dusty. That gives us 65. And look what happened. Now Brooke is older than Cody, and we don't want that. We need her younger than Cody. So in the end, the final answer was what I have in green right here. Alex is 30. Aaron is 37. Dusty is 46. Brooke is 51. And Cody is 55. So wasn't that fun? How'd you do? I know that was a tough one. Trust me, it took me a while to figure it out, and I really had to rack my brain to get there. but in the end, it was really cool how it worked out. So I hope you had as much fun with that as I did. I hope you continue making connections. Watch out for our new problem that's going to be posted today, and I will see you on the flip side. Have a beautiful day. And as always, happy mathing.